Good evening. This is a short video about exercising your core muscles, which is a 5-minute workout. My name is Mark Tonogbanua, and this is a presentation for our Technology in Health and PE course. The first question, what are the core muscles? The core muscles consist of the transversus abdominis muscle, the rectus abdominis muscle, and the internal obliques, as shown in this diagram. Another question, why should we exercise the core muscles? Well, exercise contributes to many things, including good posture, balance and stability, a healthy back, as well as the ability to handle everyday tasks with ease. So now, we're going to show you an example of 5 to 10 minute core exercises.
You saw from the video earlier, we were talking about the core muscles. And what we wanted to do was just demonstrate a couple of exercises that can be done in literally 5 minutes, strengthen your core muscles. And as I mentioned earlier in our slide presentation, you saw the reasons why it is good to exercise your core. We don't need to go over that right now. But as a caveat, before we demonstrate these two exercises for you, we just want to let you know that we are not healthcare professionals, and so that before you start any exercise regimen, it's always recommended that you consult with your healthcare professional for doing so. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to show you it's called the bicycle, and it exercises these muscles, these core muscles here, which are known as the rectus abdominis muscles. And then later on, we're going to show you another exercise that will exercise the transverse abdominis muscles here on the side. So this is called the bicycle. It's very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to lay down on your back. Okay? Just like this. And then you're going to raise your legs up like this, parallel to the air, parallel to the ground rather. And then you're just going to move it back and forth. And you're going to do this for, if you can, 30 seconds. And see, as you're doing that, you can feel the tightness here. This is the rectus abdominis muscle, as I mentioned earlier. You can feel the tightness too. And, if you become more advanced, you can even tighten it as you're going. So you're supposed to do this for about 30 seconds. So we'll just go for a little bit longer. And if you haven't done this for a while, your legs might get tired too. All right, so that's the first exercise. Let me sit up before I get dizzy. Then you're gonna rest. You can probably rest for about maybe 2 minutes or so. And if you have an iPhone or an Android, you can put a timer on there, and then you can rest, and then you can repeat the process again. And so, like I said, if you're a beginner or you haven't exercised in a long time, then certainly take it easy, but you just want to make sure that you do it for 30 seconds, rest for a couple minutes, and then you can do another set. Okay, so that's called the bicycle. For a very easy exercise, as I mentioned, you just lay on your back, and you rotate your legs, keep them perpendicular to the ground, and then you do it for about 30 seconds. So the next exercise we're going to demonstrate is called a plank, or the plank, and this exercise will, as I mentioned, strengthen your muscles here on the side. These are also core muscles. Those are known as the transverse abdominis muscles. And again, very simple. Now, if you haven't done this, if you haven't been exercising for a while, there's 2 ways you can do this. The first way, of course, is for those who really work out on a regular basis. It's almost like doing a push-up. And what you're going to do is, again, you're going to hold it for 30 seconds. So, we might not have to go the whole 30 seconds, but for the purposes of this demonstration, like I said, just hold it in place. You're going to hold it for 30 seconds. And then as you're doing that, you can actually feel your core muscles, your rectus abdominis and also the transverse abdominis. You can feel them tighten up. It's really good for the core. Alright, so that's the one way. You would do that for 30 seconds. But the other way is, if you haven't done a lot of exercise exercises. You can do it this way. You know, use your knees, and then you can just kind of hold it in place like this. It's a push-up also, but then you can hold it like that. So in this position for 30 seconds. You'll still feel the same effect. Probably not as strong as the other way, but again, if you haven't exercised too much, it's the best way to go. You're gonna hold it for 30 seconds. When you're done, same thing. You're gonna want to rest. Rest for a couple minutes. Because in addition to exercising your core muscles, it also increases your heart rate too. So you kind of get it's both aerobic as well, but again, primarily it's also exercise your transverse abdominis. Rectus abdominis muscles and your transverse abdominis muscles. But again, if you do that, once a day, 5 days a week, sooner or later you'll start seeing some results. But as I mentioned, the whole purpose really is to exercise your core muscles, and if you have a good, strong core, then you can do a lot of different things. It's not really just for athletes; it's just for everyday activities. And you'll have a stronger back. You'll be able to handle household chores with ease, and generally just feel better about yourself. So that's pretty much it. And if you have any questions, you'll see my contact information on the next slide, and we'll go from there. And like I said, we're not healthcare professionals. We certainly advise you to seek medical advice before you start any exercise regimen. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the completion of our demonstration of the exercises. My contact information is here. Should you have any questions, we hope you enjoyed our slide presentation and the video. And as was previously mentioned, we are not healthcare professionals, but we certainly advise you to seek medical advice before you begin any exercise regimen of any kind, including the kind that was just demonstrated here. Thank you very much, and good luck.